I've had more fun doing radio than I've had in years.
Alright, so I've got a Trek Stache 9 hiding in the back there. It comes with a 24mm bottom bracket and a 24mm drive spindle. So I just bought a Raceface 30mm spindle and press fit 92 Raceface bearings that supposedly will fit inside my shell. So I'm going to find out.
You did react. You didn't react like that. Then what am I going to do? You going to fire me? You can't. I'm not saying you can't. Because I fire everybody else, or I'm just asking. Why would I? Yes. Pretty solid.
Will you tell me?
Well, you talk to the company. What do you want me to tell you, dude? I mean, you are my boss. That's no terrible. However, I've told you since day one, they don't give a fuck if I'm here or not. And you're like, no, dude, they like you. I'm like, dude, stop. I'm too smart for that. They absolutely asked me. I said, of course, I'd continue with Jimmy. But the fact that they had to ask you that shows you exactly where they put me in the middle. No, they wanted to know what it was going to be after that, after Ant got fired. So they sat me down and said, what is...
You know, you guys have been working together for so long. Like,
Right.
I mean, it's just, if you didn't tap out, then you guys might be in love. Like,
down to, it was time for the Opie and Anthony show to end, and people should just, understand that. And I get a lot of hate, which is ridiculous because I did absolutely all. We wouldn't call each other anymore. He didn't give a fuck about what I said on this radio show anymore. And quite frankly, I didn't give a fuck about a lot of the stuff he was doing. At that point, we lost our fucking chemistry. So it was time to end the show. And then for me to get all the heat is so ridiculous, I can't even tell you. It's so obvious it was time to move on. And that's why I want to know what the best as he continues with his career. But the shit I found out, the stuff he was doing behind the scenes is just unforgivable, period. How do you know it's even true? I can't go down the road right now. I really can't. Okay. The final things was they were asking about that tape. Well, I'll just leave it for the internet to speculate. He knows damn well that whole fucking thing was bullshit and fake. He knows it. Yeah, of course. Everybody knows it. So he should have fucking left my wife out of it, but he couldn't help himself. I'll let the internet keep speculating on that. He knows what that did to me and my fucking family. And he knows it was complete fucking bullshit. And he knows it was the fucking guy. I said this to you on the air when you and I were having that big fight. I said this to you. You should have went on his show, regardless of the personal stuff. My opinion was that the support for his endeavor, these guys are fucking traitors, they're cunts, and you said, hey, management likes, you weren't saying fuck Anthony. You were sticking up for us. And spun it to mean I was saying fuck Anthony. No, we were fighting for our fucking lives. But he can't see past himself half the time. But I heard that as the guy in the room with you. Right. I'm like, why would he? Like, I know what you meant. Right. But yet that does not sound like I'm defending my guy. That sounds like the people that gave us the hard time all these years that we railed against, now they like what we're doing. And I'm just telling you. So when he takes shots, like whether you mean to take a shot like that or not, it's a back and forth between you guys. And I would see certain things on Twitter that you would say, I don't think you're horrible.
Bottom bracket out,
trying to be attacking.
clean it up, put the sleeve in, which I have a feeling I'll be taking it out because on the other 30mm Raceface bottom brackets, the spindle wouldn't turn with a shit in the sleeve. So, no, just test it.
He's been saying and doing on his end.
All right.
And I will say this for the record, it had nothing to do with Anthony. It was us fighting for our well. But I'm answering your question.
Very
interesting. How does it make me feel when that happens? I don't want to see it happen. I don't want to be taking shots at you.
But I think I'm going to use...
And I want you to be saying that stuff for whatever reason, because I know how that's right. Because I know how I hear it, and I'm sitting right with you, and I know what your intention is. You really weren't... I know you weren't taking a shot at him. But I meant this because I did know what you meant. And we have talked about it, like... You probably should have called me and said, but you understand why people are spinning this, maybe. Well, how do you not understand?
understand it. You're not a dumb guy. How do
Oh no,
you
I
not get it?
I did see that at that point when fuck, and maybe I should have said something on the air. Maybe, but I'm telling you, it wasn't my intention.
And at that point, to allow the personal stuff, the professional stuff, look, I mean, people don't know behind the scenes. They think that I know you went to bat for the guy.
All the pros told me that you can't go from 24 millimeter spindle and 92 Prescott bottom bracket to a 30 millimeter spindle because the bearings don't work. So Raceface makes Prescott 92
we had nothing else to offer. We were done as a radio show, and the chemistry was completely gone. And so for people to say after 20 years I threw him under the bus is completely ridiculous. He got himself fired. Period.
Will you say to me, why don't...
I would understand if it was someone that I had bad blood with and had a relationship, but I'm talking about guys I've never met.
So who hates you that has never met you?
Gavin's one of them. He obsessively fucking attacks me. I've never met the fucking guy.
Does he attack you on a personal level or professional level?
On a professional level.
Well, then it's nothing to do with knowing you.
He's reciting bullshit that is out there that Anthony is.
I've had to go through the entire explanation about Opie and Anthony and the relationship. You know how many times I know you don't listen to my interviews or podcasts. I don't expect you to. But you don't hear the fucking things I've had to say or felt, to defend the show or defend our position or defend myself.
Doesn't come across my radar a lot, I'll be honest with you.
Maybe we should put together a montage of what he said, the nice things that he said about you, and it'll make you cry, probably. No, but the nice things that he said about you.
I rarely cry, but I cry once on the air.
But the fact that you're looking at that resentful instead of looking at it like this was a me and meaning you and Anthony, and like what did you want me to do in that moment? Like, do you understand?
Probably the answer would be anything. Like, you purposely made sure you were very quiet and silent.
Because you were talking openly and honestly, and it was great to hear.
And I felt like maybe you're thinking, well, if I say the wrong thing, I don't know how this is going to be spun for me. I'm being serious. I really was thinking, like, why wouldn't he say anything?
I'll tell you why. Because you were having an extraordinarily open and honest exchange.
It was 15 years of knowing you. I'm like, can the guy say anything today? This would be nice.
You were having an open, vulnerable moment about something.
Any of his fucking girlfriends after that.
I know, dude. I don't know any of that.
And the first one, Melinda, I did try to make good with that, and we tried to work some shit out, and obviously we didn't. But then moving forward, every girlfriend he got openly would hate me on Twitter in any way they could, and I'm like, I haven't even really hung out with you or met you. This is ridiculous. And then we're doing the radio show together every day. This is complete madness.
I know, but I should
have stepped the fucking away a long time ago.
I'm not talking about that stuff. That's not the stuff I'm talking about.
I would meet these girls and go, why the fuck do you hate me? I haven't even met you yet.
But that's not what I'm talking about.
And if you had a problem with that, you should have, discussed it with me.
You're saying you wanted me to speak up that day, and I'm saying there was an open...
That was the only thing you said. You were defending him.
Because he wasn't here, and I was raising a point as somebody who's been in this studio for 15 years and been honest, and you didn't need me to.
Jimmy, if you need to know, because we've been friends for a long time, I kind of needed you that day. And I was bummed that you weren't there for me.
Oh my God!
And I did get over it. But
why wouldn't you?
We're talking honestly.
No, I know that, but I'm shocked that you feel that way. Like, why wouldn't you?
Absolutely, I needed you that day.
I was here. Like, period. You needed me. Like, what did you need me to do? You were having an open and honest talk.
You made fun of the fact I said period there.
No, you defined.
Just wondering. Just asking.
What?
It's a joke.
Because you say I needed you.
No, that's not a joke. I did need you that day.
But like, what did you want me to do? I was right here.
Honestly, you weren't here. You were here. Okay. No, I'm not really, Jimmy. I'm not letting that point go.
You don't have a point there.
I have a major point.
Why? Because you broke down and cried? So what, dude? I've done that on the air before. Big deal. You were sad. It was great.
No, that part's okay. But I'm sitting there talking. I'm like hoping that you would add to the conversation or say something, and you barely said anything that day. And yeah, I needed you that day.
Because it was
that's embarrassing to say, and you want an open discussion.
I do.
I needed you that day.
So what?
As a friend, like, wow, we're going through shit together because we continued the show, and everyone didn't know the shit that was happening behind the scenes. So right away they're like, wow, they're fucking scumbags for moving on without him. And then sorry, I'm losing my fucking thought. And
saying you needed me that day.
And yeah, because we were going through a lot, but continuing without him, and you also knew all the shit that was happening with me and him. I'm like, can't you say anything?
And when the mics went off, and I told you that, don't tell me I didn't say anything to you. I told you that was fucking great that you did that. I remember talking to you
when the
about
mics
that.
are off. Wonderful. How about when the mics are on? It's not a bad thing to say when the mics are on.
Because you didn't need it. It was an open thing between you and Anthony.
It's embarrassing to say, but I needed you that day, Jimmy.
I didn't look at that as me not being there for you. You and your team, like, dude, the groundswell of support.
Why did we need to have it on the air? Why? Why? We barely talked off the air, and we should have went.
I'll be honest with you.
We should have went. That was a wonderful 20 years in general. Yeah, we didn't get along, but we accomplished a lot of shit. So what? Now we're gonna go into this world of fucking hating each other? I really did find that ridiculous. I'm like, why would we do that?
I'll tell you why.
And I know we aired a lot of shit over the years, but that one was a heavy fucking thing that we should have done off air.
Maybe.
And I did offer to hold on. Because there was a time I was going to try to get on his show early, because I understand what you said earlier about the support and stuff. And he knows this is true. I reached out to him. I said, I don't feel comfortable being on your show because we're in a weird fucking place. I don't know the exact words I said. And I would text him and say, before we do that, maybe we could get a beer or dinner. He laughed that off like it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever said. And I'm like, it's not happening. I'm not going on there cold after all these years and have some shitty hour and a half, 2-hour conversation where we motherfuck each other. I thought after all these years, a beer or dinner to really talk about shit, and then maybe I could go on the show, and then maybe we could talk about some of that stuff that did happen. That was the way I thought it should be done. And he laughed it off like that was the dumbest, stupidest idea.
Because you and then you say something like to have an honest and open talk, and then you're telling me this whole time, I literally had zero idea that you expected me to do something. Hold on, I'm telling you, that day, you didn't think I did what I should have done.
I don't know what you should have done. I just wanted something. I don't know exactly what I was looking for.
Well, then maybe you should realize that it's irrational for you to think that I didn't do the right thing.
It's not irrational. We do this show together. We've known each other for 15 years. You know this shit. You know way more of the shit that we've never talked about that has happened. And I'm spilling my guts out, and you're not really saying a word.
Because I was watching you both.
And it bummed me out, and I did move on from it. Like, I know it's got to be because he's in the middle, and it's a bad spot for him to be in.
You guys were
so I did get over it, but I was like, I didn't.
So far, so good.
Want something from you that day.
There was nothing for me to do. And I'm not saying there's nothing emotional.
Go around and around. Fair enough.
30 millimeter press fit 92 bottom bracket. 30 millimeter spindle. It's not the chain ring I want on right now. I want to put a 30 on, but that's what I'm going to go with right now. I just want to see if it works. So I've upgraded the star ratchet in the rear hub. I've upgraded the bottom bracket. Now I'm just putting a little more preload on this.
It's time to move on from this version of the show. I'm amazed we made 20 years. No one makes fucking 20 years. And this should have been, everyone should just fucking move on all nicely. That can't happen, which is ridiculous after 20 years. But when you say things like, I'm not getting any hatred for being here, like, you have no idea. I guess
Everybody just needs to close their Twitter accounts.
makes my radar, but not on any level that I think is it's amazing how much. Because here's the thing: when you do a radio show, you do know that people aren't going to like you. Period. But so you get that like anyone else does. But mine was just over the top, ridiculous shit, and being blamed for everything. And then this
Screw loads adjusted. I'm going to go with that.